Welcome to Chuck's Guitar Geekery. Today I'm checking out an old beat up Hughes Kettner Tubeman preamp. Now, I've been kind of going back and forth with what to use as a rig on this channel for a while, and I still like having an analog front end. I've been using digital for a little while, had analog before that. I'm still using the same impulse responses through all this. I think that is about as good as it's going to get, but been looking for an analog preamp, and this came up on Reverb for not too much money. It's seen better days. It looks beat up. Honestly, I think there's supposed to be a light that's backlit back here. That's not lighting up. I don't know why. This seems like a pain in the butt to take apart to try to figure it out. So I'm just rolling with it. It works. I'm going to leave it as is. And it's hard to tell with the lighting and the camera and everything, but there's a 12AX7 in there. And it does light up, just not bright. So how much it's actually affecting the signal, I don't know. Like, I had to turn all the lights off in this room, and have this plugged in to see that there are some filaments glowing in there. So it should be working somewhere, but it's 3 channels. The clean channel doesn't have any EQ or anything on it. The gain channel, channel 2, has gain and volume. Channel 3 has gain, voice, and volume. And channels 2 and 3 share the EQ. Then there's 2 different outputs on here. There's one to go into like the effects return of an amp, which I have that running to impulse responses. There's also a direct recording out if you want to run it straight to a console. I'll test that later. I honestly haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to hear it for the first time with you. So anyways, let's just they can do some more sounds. I'm using this Daisy Rock guitar. I had got out of pawn shop a few years ago for $100, and I just redid the nut on it yesterday. My first time starting with a blank nut and doing all the filing by hand, so I think it turned out okay. I'm still working on the setup a little bit, but I think it's good enough, and it's got these mini humbuckers here. Let's see what it sounds like, starting with the clean channel. That's enough of all that. Let's go to the neck humbucker. Like I said, I'm still working on the setup on this guitar. So with humbuckers, there's still a little bit of grit in there. Let's turn the volume down. So if you want it clean, you have to have the volume way down there and the master up. But let's see how much gain you can get out of channel 1 here. So you can get a little bit of gain out of channel 1 there. Let me tune real quick again. 1 second. So another test for this clean channel here. Let me test it with the Proco Rat. takes pedals like a clean channel. Now let's go to channel 2, which does share the EQ with channel 3. Okay, so let me mess the EQ knobs a little bit here. They are pretty powerful active EQ, it seems like, so. So in reality, that's about as much gain as I would have on my rhythm. So that probably would just be my rhythm distorted channel, and I'd probably use the volumes, the guitar's volume knob to get any other shades of gain. Now let's get to channel 3. So overall, I'm not the biggest fan of that for a rhythm tone. That's more gain than I ever really use. I'm a classic rock guy. But for leads, which is how I had it set up on that opening jam track there, because the voice knob here is really adjust the mid EQ, so all the way down. It gets kind of dark, but it kind of boosts the mids a little bit. So in reality, I'd be living here for rhythm. Then jump over to here for the lead. And that's how I plan to use this. So channel 3 would be both a gain and a volume boost. And if I want like a lighter gain overdrive, lead, it still kind of cleans up with the volume knob, but that's all going into an impulse response, which is also pretty much the same as if you run it into the effects return of a real amp and use this as the entire preamp. So now let's try the direct out and see how it sounds going to a mixer board. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I have it just going direct from the mixer output to my recorder. So let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, that's terrible, really. So the mixer output with speaker emulation on it, not doing anything for me. And I'm not quite sure when these were made. I think early 2000s maybe, late 90s, I'm not sure. But speaker and cabinet emulation has come a long ways, and impulse responses definitely make a big difference. But yeah, the way it was for most of this video, it's pretty much the same thing as if you were to run it to the effects return of an amp and mic it. So I think this may be, I know I said this about the AC tone pedal last week, but I may make this my preamp now. So I think I'm going to rearrange my whole board to put this on here and do away with the digital front end. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And I'll have affiliate links to eBay if you want to try to find one of these old ones for yourself. And like I said, this one's lived a life. It's not lighting up on the insides. The tube is barely lighting up. But it works. I'm not going to mess with it. And it does need its own separate power supply. It needs a 12-volt AC adapter. I bought this off Reverb. The seller didn't tell me they weren't including it, so I had to go buy one. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Until next time, see you later.